If you choose a certain lifestyle that's not like mine, I'm absolutely cool with that. But when you ask me about it, I have the right to tell you my angle on it. And if I don't agree with it, man, why I got to be the one in the wrong? Why you got to take my show from me? And I think we've gotten so politically correct that we have now stopped people from having the freedom to think how they want to think. You can't even think a wrong thought anymore.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chase, and this is Cut to the Chase with me, Chase. Jerry Seinfeld and Steve Harvey are the latest to sound off in the whole argument that woke culture is destroying comedy. And I really appreciate Steve Harvey's especially because he hits on something that often gets overlooked or doesn't get repeated or said very often. And so we're going to dive into that. And then Jerry Seinfeld, he focuses more on the influence of DEI on entertainment and especially comedy. So let's watch Steve Harvey first because I really enjoyed his interview. And who doesn't like Steve Harvey? If you don't like Steve Harvey, I don't know what's going on with you. So let's watch his interview.
What's your take on all this stuff facing comedians today, cancel culture and the censorship going on with comedians?
Well, the cancel culture and political correctness has killed comedy.
Yes, it has.
It's killed it. Comedy used to be a
has.
therapeutic place to go, man. It used to be a place where people could go and laugh at the absurd. They could go and laugh at themselves. They could go laugh at the different takes that comedians had on different subjects. Well, now we live in a society where you have to now agree with everything everybody says, and you have to agree with everything everybody does, or you're considered politically incorrect, and now you have to go.
That's exactly right. And this is such an important point that he's bringing up. This is what I said. This is the point that often gets overlooked, is that it isn't a matter of accepting. You have to agree with it. And he's going to explain the difference. He's not going to be as clear as I am, but he's going to explain the difference between agreeing and accepting.
Well, I'm not that guy. I'm sorry, man. Listen to me. If you choose a certain lifestyle that's not like mine, I'm absolutely cool with that.
He's obviously talking about the LGBT mafia, the alphabet mafia.
But when you ask me about it, I have the right to tell you my angle on it.
Exactly.
And if I don't agree with it, man, why I got to be the one in the wrong? Why you got to take my show from me?
Exactly.
Look, if you want to do or be whatever you want to do or be, Steve Harvey's cool with everybody choosing the lifestyle you want. But don't come to me and ask me my opinion of the lifestyle. And then when I tell you I don't agree with it for me, now there's something wrong with me.
Exactly. That is the point I want to hammer home, is that it is so many times, even in my own life, it's not enough to accept. You have to agree. You can say all day long, hey, you know what? You do you. You be cool. Whatever people do in their own homes, that's none of my business. And then if you say, personally, I don't agree with it. Personally, I don't like it. You become the enemy. You could be as complacent and accepting as much as you want and as strong as you want. But the moment there's even a whiff that you don't agree, the claws come out. You're over. So you can't just accept it. You have to agree with it.
Look, man, I'm all for everybody. Man, live your life if that's how you want to do it. But once you come over here and I tell you what mine is, you can't get mad at me.
I really appreciate Steve Harvey's sentiments there because that's actually very much in where I feel on. Jerry Seinfeld, now he's come under attack and under fire for other things, opinions that he's had lately in regards to the movies just not being really the pinnacle of entertainment anymore, or the cultural pinnacle. I can't remember how he described it, but in other words, things just aren't going great. And so he basically blames a lot of it on wokeness and political correctness.
Thing really affects comedy. People always need it. They need it so badly, and they don't get it. It used to be you would go home at the end of the day, most people would go, oh, Cheers is on, oh, MASH is on, oh, Mary Tyler Moore is on, All in the Family's on.
Yeah.
You just expected, there'll be some funny stuff we can watch on TV tonight.
That's so true. I remember even when I was a kid, like we would watch Frasier. We would watch, no, I just remember we watched Frasier a lot. But yeah, what comedy shows are there today that are of the same cultural relevance to a MASH or Friends or The Office? There was this article that I read that was kind of dissenting and disagreeing with Jerry here. I didn't want to bring it up because a lot of his stuff was a lot of just straw man things. So it was just kind of pointless. But one thing he said was, yeah, what about Curb Your Enthusiasm? Isn't that a comedy show that kind of skirts the line a little bit? And it's like, Curb Your Enthusiasm does not have the same relevance as The Office. Okay, let's be real. The only one might be It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which is that still on? I always think it's off the air, and then I find out there's a new season coming up. Like, oh, I get still around. There isn't that today. There just isn't those kinds of shows today.
Well, guess what? Where is it? This is the result of the extreme left and PC crap and people worrying so much about offending other people. Mm-hmm. When you write a script and it goes into 4 or 5 different hands, committees, groups.
He's talking about DEI right here, how things get shoveled into there and they just tear it apart. What's happening with video games? That's the whole Sweet Baby Inc. controversy that happened. Basically, you take your video game, you give the Sweet Baby Inc., and then they go through and say, you need more colored people. You need more diversity here. Why are these people speaking a different language? I'm making things up right now. But they just make up stuff, and they basically transform your game into completely something else and say, that's the good one right there.
Here's our thought about this joke. Well, that's the end of your comedy. They move the gates, like in skiing. Yeah. Culture, the gates are moving. Your job is to be agile and clever enough that wherever they put the gates, I'm going to make the gate.
Jerry Seinfeld and Steve Harvey's thoughts are pretty synced up in that basically you have to adhere to the school of thought or you get nothing. And it's really freaking irritating because when you start demanding these points, for example, the Academy Awards, they have this checklist you have to do in order to even be considered for an Academy Award. It distracts so much from the story that's trying to be told or the jokes that are trying to be told that everything just becomes flat malaise and just boring. And that's what it is. When everything is coming from the same hive mind, it becomes boring. And then when something comes up over here, like a Russell Brand, it's like, whoa, what's going on over here? People flock to it. And until eventually, somebody comes out with some allegation against them and they get canceled. That's kind of how the formula has been working. But I'm curious what you guys think in regards to Harvey's or Seinfeld's comments. Like I said, I really resonate with Harvey's comments, but Seinfeld's are just as good too. So do you think they are just being dramatic, that this is too much, that they need to just calm down, it's not that serious, bro? Or do they have legitimate concerns that they're bringing up? I'd love to know what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments. And if you like this video, please go down and like it. If you haven't yet already, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications. There's more videos like this all the time. And I kind of took a little bit of a hiatus, but I'm back now. I'm back. As always, guys, peace out.